Hey, what's up everybody? So in this video we're gonna be talking about the new Mavic 3 and the problem that everybody seems to be having. So on the Mavic 3, apparently everybody be having the problem of taking a long time to get GPS signal, but to me that is not really true to the drone. To me, I think it has to do with the DJI system, and I have a theory that is the system is not the drone itself. And the reason I say that is because I used to have the the first Mavic that came out, the Pro, and the first 2 years, I wanna say that the GPS it didn't take that long. It would take probably like 3 minutes the most. And then I noticed that over time, it was taking longer and longer and longer. And I figured it was just like DJI do or like Apple is does with their phone, like they slow it down so you can go ahead and buy the new one. I don't think is the drone itself. I think it's something with DJI system that they have a problem with it. So I never been here on this location before with all these drones. So we're gonna try it out. The newest drones, the Mavic 3 and the FPV, to see how fast it gets the GPS signal and see if it is the drone. If my theory is right, it should be both of them. It should take the same amount of time, probably like a couple seconds difference. But people is saying it's the drone itself. I don't think so. So that's why we're here and try it out. And we're also gonna talk about a little bit overview and a few things that I don't like about the new Mavic 3. Let's try to turn on the controller first. And then let's count the seconds, how long it takes for it to say that the home point has been activated and I can take off. So let's right now the control is fully on. It's connected to the app. So right now I'm gonna turn on the drone and see how long it takes starting now. Right now it says I got weak signal on the GPS, and as you can tell, I'm pretty much in the open area, so it's like nothing really blocking the signal. I do have some trees around it, but that should be normal. So now it has 13 satellites. Right now I'm able to take off. So on this one, I had to turn on my goggles and I'm about to turn on my remote. The same steps, taking off from the same position to see how long would it take to get satellite. My remote is connected. Now let's turn on the drone to see how long would it take. Starting now. So right now it has the home point being updated. Go ahead, take off. So as we see it on the video, the FPV took 30 seconds longer than the Mavic 3. So I expected, my theory was right, that it's not the drone itself, it's the DJI system. And I don't remember hearing anything about the FPV taking too long. So I think it's just like people just trying to find something because of the price of it. And honestly, it doesn't even take that long. By the time that you have to format the SD card, which I do every time I turn it on, I format the SD card. Well, if I already transfer all my files, set up the camera to the right settings and all that, by the time you're doing all that, more likely you're gonna get a GPS signal. When it comes down to the Mavic 3, it doesn't really suck when it comes to getting GPS signal. To me, it is something that they just try to find it, because nobody say, I didn't hear anything, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't hear anything, nobody saying anything how long this takes for it to get GPS signal. And as you can tell that this took taking longer, it was a lot noticeable than waiting for this one. Don't matter which kind of drone you have, you're still it's gonna take some time for it to get GPS signal. And obviously it takes, that matters on the location. Here I'm kind of like in the open area. Like I said, I had some trees around me, but nothing crazy. So obviously the more open area you are, it's just gonna be finding the same thing I just found. If you're inside the building, you're not gonna get service. So the more open area you are, more likely you're gonna get service. Same thing here. So whenever they say that the GPS takes longer, uh, to me it's just a lie. So, but now DJI they did came out with update saying that they may speed up the process. So maybe they did speed up the process, and as you can tell, maybe by they speeding up the process, it did it 30 seconds faster than the FPV. So maybe the like I say, I think it's a DJI system problem that they're having. Now let's focus on the good things about the Mavic 3. Well, and a couple of the things that I don't like about it. I think their old app used to work better than the new one. The old Mavic Pro that I used to have, it was using the DJI Go 4, I believe. I don't think it was the 3, but that one, it was a lot better in my opinion. I don't know what they need to create a new one, like a DJI Go 5 or something like that. So one of the things that they think is great is active tracking. So active tracking compared to the Mavic, the original Mavic Pro, is really great because it had the back sensors. And honestly, it's kind of scary because you're not used to having all the sensors. And when it goes backwards and it looks like it's about to hit something, but it actually avoids the obstacle, you're a little bit more relaxed knowing that the Mavic itself, it can, I guess you can say, fly itself. So that's one of the things that is great. The battery life, oh my God, is like amazing. Like I didn't think I don't want to say I get bored, but like I don't have to worry about the battery. All the time that I be flying, not even once had tell me that I had low battery. So that's great because on the Mavic Pro, I always used to get the low battery, and obviously it had good battery, but not like this one. This one is great. So you don't have to worry when you take it like so far ahead, and you don't have to worry on the way back if you're gonna make it back. The camera is great. One of the things that the old Mavic it did have, and I don't understand why this one, especially in 2022, where everything is about TikTok, shorts, reels, everything is shooting portrait vertical, right? So, well, not everything, but a lot of the stuff creators are making towards like TikTok, reels, and YouTube shorts. I don't know why DJI didn't set up so you can record in vertical, because now more than ever people are creating more in shooting more in vertical mode. So I don't know, that was like a big disappointment to me because I'm one of them. I shoot both. I shoot obviously horizontal and vertical because I make YouTube videos, but I also like to make, sometimes I like to make short videos, and I want to upload a huge and create a quick TikTok. So that was a big disappointment, but the video quality is so good that you can crop it in and doesn't lose resolution. But I wish it would have been better if you can set it up in the app and just record straight up vertical. That would have been so much better, and the quality would have been a lot better. So that was one of the big disappointments with that. Another thing that I was really disappointed is that you cannot activate active tracking on 5K, and I was disappointed because obviously you want to record, in the best resolution. You can record in 4K, but I was expecting to be able to record in 5K. I don't know why you're not able to activate active tracking on 4K. So the way you do it now is in the old app, once you enter in follow me mode, you were able to do just tap on the person, but now you cannot really tap on the person. The way you do it is more like you have to create like a square. You see, like now, like right now it's like zooming in instead of actually doing it, and I think it's because of the resolution. So it's like really complicated. I think you only can do it 4K 30, the active tracking. You see, it's like really complicated. Like now, so it finally picked up. It finally picked me up. Um, but as you can see, the one of the struggles that I have is like I trying to select the subject, but instead of selecting the subject, a lot of the times is zooming in, and I don't want to zoom in. I want to be like, I wish they would have done it easier instead of like be the same gestures of zooming in, to have the gesture of just tapping it like you did on the other one. When you enter the follow me mode, you will just tap on the subject and it will follow it. Now the after tracking is great. The one thing that I love is like you can pick whether you want back, right side, left side, front, or you can like forward right, forward left. And if you're walking, it automatically changes and does it so smoothly. So it's like really great. I had no problem once it's activated, but activating it, I have a problem with it. I wish they would have done it different. And when you select in the car, you can actually select active tracking on the car too. So it's really great. It can detect whether you're doing bicycle or the car. So it's great. It's a great system. I wish in order to activate it, it would be different. But besides that, I don't have any problems. So overall, I think the Mavic 3 is a great drone. It's a lot better than the first one for sure. I don't know about the second one. I didn't mess with the second one at all. Um, to be more cinematic, it is better than the FPV. Now the FPV is in the different category because it's more fun. The quality on the FPV sucks ass, but the camera quality on this one is great. It's fantastic. Pictures, video. Like I said, you can compare it a lot to like vertical. So and you don't really lose that resolution. I couldn't tell. I mean, obviously you're gonna lose some, but it was like good enough that you can work with it. It was more than good enough. The only problem that I have is the more of the thing is the app. I don't have a problem with the GPS like everybody complains about it. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. I think obviously they're just trying to bring the drone down and have something to complain about, honestly, because that's not one of my complaints. The only complaints that I have is that be able to record 5K with active tracking and the way you activate active tracking. I wish those are my main complaints that I have about this drone. Besides that, this drone is great. This drone costs $3,000. Well, it's $3,000 for the fly mode combo, which I think is worth the money. So the Cine, um, unless you're making money out of it, and making like professional video, cinematic video for like getting paid for shooting ProRes, I don't think it's really worth it. Now, the one thing it is worth it is upgrading the controller because this controller sucks. The only thing that I have, the big complaint that I have about this, which is not really the controller itself. The complaint that I have is I use the iPhone and I use the Apple case. The case it doesn't have the port big enough so I can put the cord in there. So every time I use it, I had to take it off. If you use other case, you might not have another problem. But if you're using the Apple case, which sucks, you have to take off the case in order to plug it in. So that's one of my complaints that I have about this. But the control, well, it's not, I guess it's not about the control itself. It's more about getting your phone, taking out the case, and doing all the extra steps. I think I might not end upgrading the controller to the one that has the display, the Pro controller. So besides that, everything is great on this drone. So I hope you like this video and thanks for watching.